Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 10. Module 10 is your rough draft module, so we're still working on that argument essay. This is the stage where you're going to write your first draft of the essay. It is expected to be rough. We will be going through several stages in order to revise this essay, so don't worry if you feel like it's really unorganized, if it doesn't make any sense, if you're not really sure what you're doing with it. Just get stuff written down. In order to turn in, we're going to go through several stages of revision within the next few modules before you actually turn in a final draft. So you can see that the main assignment here is to turn in a instructor feedback draft. So we're going to get feedback from 3 places: from your instructor, so me, and then also from your peers, which will be in the next module, and from the online writing lab. So you can have 3 areas where you'll get feedback, and then you're also going to do a self-edit of your own assignment. So we've done self-editing before. This one is a specific assignment that's kind of, instead of you leaving feedback on your draft, you're going to read through your draft and answer some questions. So it's a little bit of a different way to do it. So I've got the assignment again, a reminder of what you're doing. I've just got an overview of what to do as far as drafting, like some reminders for how to put together an essay, some considerations. I've got a video here just to help you kind of step by step how to put together a first draft. And then you're going to actually write out your first draft. So this assignment is to type up just a complete draft of your essay. At this point, I'm looking for at least two pages of text, preferably including the introduction. Sometimes students have trouble starting with an introduction, and so if you decide to skip over any part of the essay, make sure that you put in there that you're skipping it. So if you wanted to start with the working thesis, that's fine. Just make sure that you put, add in introduction so that I know that you need to put that in there. I'm looking for body paragraphs that expand on your thesis, and that also making sure that you're including that opposing viewpoint and the refutation. That's usually the part where students have trouble, and so making sure that you have that in your draft means that I can help you with it if you're doing anything wrong with it. And then making sure that you add in your source, because that's the other area where students have trouble. So if you don't have a source used yet, then I can't give you any feedback on whether or not you're doing it correctly. Some of you will have more sources than others. It kind of depends on how you're approaching your topic. And so you may end up with a source list, so you have multiple sources, and you may just have the one source which is required. If you do, as you put in your sources, make sure that you are using them correctly. So we have had multiple assignments now where you have been asked to use documentation and show your skills with documentation. So make sure you're looking back over those resources. This draft, I want to be your own writing. That I put it as an AI use level 1, just because, some students like to use Grammarly, which is fine. I don't mind a basic spelling and grammar check. Word use spell check does not count as AI use. So anything beyond just like a basic check, that is what I don't want to see. You will not be graded on spelling and grammar here. There's no points that will be lost for any kind of errors. I want it to be your own authentic ideas. At this point, we're expecting a rough draft. So I don't care what kind of errors are in there. You're going to get points for even just trying to put together a draft. We want this to be at the rough stage. Everybody's will be a little bit different, but just keep that in mind, that you're not going to be punished or penalized in any way for something that just is like way out there or kind of squirrely. I want to see your own writing. So don't use AI for this one. And then the next one, though, the next assignment is one where you can use AI if you want that option. So this is a self-edit of your essay, and we did a self-edit for the previous essay, the cause and effect essay, but for this essay, instead of having you go into your own draft and leave comments, I'm having you do a global revision self-edit. And basically what that means is in your textbook rules for writers on page 41 is a checklist for global revision. There are 5 categories and there are multiple questions in each category. I think there's at least 10 questions. There might be a few more. And you're just going to answer the questions in complete sentences and just bullet your answers or number them so I know which one you're answering. Make sure that you are using complete sentences and then making sure it's critical in nature so that you're giving yourself ideas for improving. If you just give me a list of yes, no, then you're not going to get credit for it. The other option, which some students like, is to actually use ChatGPT to help them with some feedback. And so I've given you a prompt here, basically telling your AI generator, AI program that program is a writing tutor. They're acting as a writing tutor and they're providing critical feedback for improvement. So what you're going to do is you copy and paste that into the AI program, and then you copy and paste your essay. Once it gives you the feedback, you're going to copy and paste that feedback into the document that you turn in here. And then you can then create, or you can ask it to create a Word document for you. And so you're going to turn in the response that it gives you. And then under all of that feedback, or in front of it, whichever you prefer, you're actually going to reflect on it. So what's most useful, what's least useful, what are you changing first, that kind of thing. And so your credit for this assignment is actually in that analysis of the feedback that you get, not in can you copy and paste into ChatGPT. That's not the assignment. So this is a level 3 then use of AI, and that's fine. You can also do both if you want. I don't mind. Some students want to do the majority as much self-editing as possible, and so they choose to do both, and that's fine. You just turn in everything that you do for that. So if you have any questions as you complete these assignments, make sure that you let me know. Another thing to remember is because we are doing the peer edit here in the next module, you need to make sure you have a good rough draft written, because if you don't in this module, then you won't be able to participate in the next module. So it's important to anticipate that. Like I said, if you have any questions, send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.